Hello and welcome to episode 69 of the Heart of Markness podcast. It's a couple days early, but things keep happening that demand my attention in the Zepp community. After all, they've only been broken up for 40 years. But there's new things afoot. Last week it was just somebody who turned me, who suggested the Tampa show. And that caught my eye and my ear and my focus. But this is a new release. It is a new Soundboard recording that was just released. And it's an incomplete show. Very incomplete. Frustratingly incomplete. Infuriatingly incomplete. But the parts that are complete are sublime. You mean sublime like, I don't practice Santeria? Yes. Yes, that's what I mean. Although I'm pretty sure they did practice Santeria. Actually, Mark, what Jimmy was a practitioner of was the philosophy of Thelema or Thelema. And it's very much... Yup. Hello and welcome. This show is one that had not been released ever before on audience recording or anything. It is from January 18th, 1975, Bloomington, Minnesota, at the Met Center. There's a dog outside. Hi, Penelope. But here's the rub. The reason why this matters, because there's been 8,075 Soundboard releases in the last decade. This matters because this is one of the... First of all, it's a show that hasn't been released yet. Second of all, it's one of the shows where they did Levy and the Wanton Song. And you're thinking, Levy and the Wanton Song in Soundboard? Hell yeah, I'm in. Hell yeah, you're in. We're all in. Now, of course, being a bootleg company, how are they going to fuck us? Well, Mark, when they did the Osaka September 29th CD release, they didn't release the song that everybody wanted the most, which was that insane 35-minute Whole Lotta Love. Right. So what are the songs people want most? Levy and Wanton Song. Surely they didn't omit those. Well, technically correct. The best kind of correct. They didn't omit those. They omitted Levy, and Levy's going to be omitted for a long time because that's the sweetest plum, as Krusty the Clown would say. Hey, that's the sweetest plum! That was not a Krusty the Clown. Sorry. That was shameful. And if I had any gumption, I would delete it, but I don't and I won't. It is hot, but it's not hot enough for the AC. But not having the AC on makes the room uncomfortably hot. So I'm grumpy. I'm in a torpor, I think is the word. But I'm doing this because, well, it needs to be done. Brian, if you listen to this podcast, and I would be tremendously humbled and honored if you did, please come back with Ramble on Radio. We need somebody to deliver the Zeppelin news in the podcast form, because I suck at it, and unless it conflates with a bootleg release, I'm not going to do it, so there's a niche missing, friend. Please come back. We miss you, we love you, we need you. Led Zeppelin's the biggest band ever. There's room for a half dozen Led Zeppelin podcasts. And since we don't overlap much at all, it would actually be a boon to have both of us running. Because when I first started, I was very sporadic and you were still going strong. And I started to become very regular and strong and you became sporadic. And wouldn't it be wonderful if we both got going at the same time? I hope everything's okay. I hope I'm not being presumptuous. I deeply admire what you've done for the community, and I am now going to end this message. Thank you, and have a good day. All right, folks, here's what we have. The Dogs of Doom group, which is the same group of good boys and youth who put together Badgeholder Blues. Yeah, speaking of Badgeholder Blues, Mark, I and several of my friends have not been able to burn this on DVD, and we are not hearing a thing from them about how to fix it, because they don't know how to fix it because they're kids. Anyway, End of message for that way. There's a lot of people. Burning DVDs is a pain in the ass. It's an old art. I want to come up with a solution for that. Physical media, it should be available to burn on a DVD if you want it, but we should be able to put it on a site. I'm not part. I mean, I have access to the group, but I am part of it in as much as I have access to the group. I shouldn't say we. Certainly not speak for them. Holy shit, the things that they've got cooking, guys. Here's the reason that I'm not in the group actively. It's all they do. They're in it all day, every day, doing stuff, because they're youths. They're not in school. It's their summer vacation. And not all of them, obviously, but they're remastering stuff, they're merging stuff, they're dropping things in, they're joking, they're collecting photographs, they have projects upon projects upon projects. I don't know what I'm allowed to say, so I'm not going to give specifics, but there is one coming out next month that I am going to hype heavily, and there's one coming out further down the road that I am excited about because they have turned up things that nobody has seen in 40 plus years in their search for more media for their projects. I love what they do, and I feel... Here's the thing. I'm 150 years older than them. 2.5 times most of their ages. And I'm only 52. But it's enough of a disconnect, so I just sit there as they swap, fling emojis back and forth, and I don't know what the fuck they're talking about most of the time, other than to go, how's that sound? That sounds awesome. Thumbs up. But the future of Led Zeppelin collecting is set with this generation, and it's fascinating to see because in some ways that there's not the physical connection, because I figure if you're 20 years old, you never saw Jimmy Page live. You might have seen Robert Plant, but you would have seen the slow, hippy-dippy, droney, breathy singing. I was going to a maiden. And not, hey, hey, mama, Robert Plant. I'm 52, and I didn't see Zeppelin. I got to see The Firm. I got to see the Outrider tour, Plant and Page, and I'm lucky to see that. But I feel cheated that I didn't get to see Zeppelin. And I'm 52, so you got to be 10 years older than me. So you have to be legit retirement old to have seen Zeppelin at this point, in a way that it's like going from World War II veterans to World War II reenactors in a way. And the reenactors are more meticulous because they're like, that's not the buckle that the 82nd Airborne wore on this particular raid. This is the buckle. Whereas the person who might have been on that raid were like, it's my fucking belt. So it's fascinating. It's fascinating to see this evolution. And to be invited to be part of it, if only to announce it to you guys. I'm a mouthpiece. I reach a lot of people. I mean, relatively within the Led Zeppelin live bootleg community. It's a small pond, but in being a small pond, that would make me a big fish. So I will revel in it. I am honored to be associated with them, and I kind of pulled back a little bit when all the crazy shit was happening in Portland because it felt important, and I felt like I had a moral obligation to act. So I did, and I lost a lot of time. But now I'm back, and boy, oh boy. Mark, you are rambling your head off. What the fuck are you talking about? I don't know, man. I'm tired. I'm hot. I don't want to do a podcast, but I want to do this podcast so I can finally get the Albatross of Tokyo Part 2 from around my neck because I promised it, and it's like, fuck, I don't want to push it back again because then it's gone forever, and then I'll be more like the old Marky of the sporadic podcasts, and I'm trying to be professional. I just want to be loved. Is that so wrong? That's not how it was. It was Harvey Weinstein, right? No, Harvey Firestein. Harvey Weinstein. That's a whole other situation. Yeah, John Lovett with Harvey Firestein. I just want to be loved. Is that so wrong? That's me. I just want to be loved. Is that so wrong? Why won't you love me? Some of you love me. Some of you love me, and that's enough. I will survive on the love of some until I can have the fear of all. All right. Mark, what the fuck are you doing? We ask again. I just sense hundreds of fingers brought to the bridge of hundreds of noses as people sigh and just wait for the music to start. Oh yeah, it is about that time. There's the obligatory 10 to 12 minute rant. Mark pulling it together. January 18th, 1975. This is before Robert got his horrible, horrible flu from being out in the Midwest winter in January in his open-fronted woman's blouse, like you do. So his voice is good for 75. Very good for 75. And this soundboard sounds amazingly good. It sounds like a professional. You know, like the Seattle one, March 21st? It's in that league. It's not a dull, unbalanced sound. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. And all right, what are we going to do? We're going to play. The release has 4 songs, well, 3.5 songs. Has The Song Remains the Same, The Rain Song, a Kashmir, and a tiny little slice, like a minute and a half tops, of the Wanton Song. But oh my, that minute and a half is nice, and I'm sure more is forthcoming. And if for some reason that's where the tape ran out, on the board tape, we still got Levy. I would rather hear Levy a million times more than Wanton Song, although Wanton Song is sick. All right, you must be getting sick of me blabbering, so let's go. Song remains the same, brand new soundboard recording, liberated by the Dogs of Doom, and shared with you through the grace of that community. Blessings and peace be upon them. Here's The Song Remains the Same from January 18th, 1975. You have never heard this before, most likely. And there you have it. Bass. Great bass sound. I love it. Jonesy is so good. I like this. I like the 75 tour. I never used to, because everything is kind of slow and drunk and junkied out in places and just kind of got a little bit of a drag to it. It's like a 73 show being played on a Walkman and the batteries are just starting to run down. However, I like it because it still sounds like Zeppelin, being Zeppelin, whereas in 77 it was a whole new sound and a whole new style and bombastic and aggressive and titan striving, a lot of posing and posturing and rock and roll. And man, I cannot wait to hear the rest of this whenever it comes out, if it ever comes out. And I imagine there'll be some collateral damage or fallout or results from this release, in that imagine being a hoarder who has been like Gollum, gleefully hunched over his audience recording of this show for the last 45 years, saying, "Mine, mine, precious," realizing that it is suddenly and quickly losing both value and relevance. That may be something that may make a hasty appearance in the bootleg marketplace before it becomes something completely without value to a hoarder, not to a fan. So there may be good things afoot. No, I don't have any inside information. It's just talking. I am not inside. I am having a drink at the open bar, just adjacent to the movers and shakers of the Dogs of Doom group. I would like to do more. I don't really know how to do more, but but this works. I will evangelize. I'll wear the sandwich board and go, "Hey, look at all this cool shit these people are doing for free, out of love, people." Speaking of love, you know what I love? The Rain Song. Nice segue, Mark. Thank you, Mark. So let's listen to that. This is going to be a short one. I'm going to power through it because I have the real one to do Thursday. It's 8:30. It is hot as fuck up here. Oh my god, I hate it. I don't know why my room gets hotter when the sun goes down in the summertime. It's like the ceiling and the space between the roof and the ceiling, that the attic, Mark. Yeah, but it's not an attic. It's like a battery just holding heat. And then when the sun's rays dip below the horizon or just behind the trees, it's like suddenly it switches from charging to discharging, and all this heat is just radiating out. And it sucks. On my beautiful 12 by 12 asbestos ceiling tiles. How do you know they're asbestos, Mark? It's my business to know. It's my business to know. Really? Do you own your own business? No. Go fuck yourself. Okay. Moving on. The Rain Song. January 18th, 1975. Why are you so belligerent, Mark? I don't know. I'm tired. We're going to hit the Rain Song because it is good. It is very pretty. It's always pretty. And again, this soundboard sounds like an official release almost to my ears. And it could be sweetened by somebody who knows how to sweeten. And it could sound like an official release. So enjoy it, friends. Enjoy this free thing brought to us by Dogs of Doom.
It is the springtime of my loving, the second season I am to know. You are the sunlight in my growing, so little warm I felt before. It isn't hard to feel me glowing. I watch the fire grew so low. Oh, it is the summer of my smiles. Flee from me, keepers of the gloom. Speak to me only with your eyes, oh Lord. It is to you I give this tune. It isn't hard to recognize, oh, these things are clear to all from time to time. Oh, seasons of emotion, and like the wind, they rise and fall. This is the wonder of devotion. I see the torch we all must hold. People, this is the mystery of the closure. By the sun, yes, the little rain must fall. Just a little rain, yeah. John Paul Jones was responsible for the orchestra. This is another first attempt. It's from the new album. It's called Kashmir, which can't be bad.
Lovely as always. I like at the end the finger picking bit at the very end, the doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. A touch sloppy. But the boy has a broken finger. Oh, I'm recording on the wrong track. Hang on 1 second, please. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter, does it? No, doesn't matter. Nothing matters. And at the very end, towards the end, when he was da 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 da, he had a little bit of a screw up, but he covered it quickly. None of this is shitting on him. Nothing. This is not meant to criticize Jimmy in any way. It's just as somebody who's played guitar. Well, I haven't played actively in years, or even picked one up in probably a year. But for the last 38 years, and most of those 38 years I played guitar religiously and know what that sounds like, and it brings a smile to my face and makes him human. I hope you enjoyed it. It sounded wonderful, as it usually does. And now we're going to have some Kashmir, which I think Jimmy has been playing with the... Well, no, he can't be, can he? Well, he's either playing with the Dan Electro or the Les Paul. For some reason, I think it's the Les Paul, which is rad, because I like the Les Paul. In any case, Jimmy's sound and tone is great in this, and I love it. When I tweeted about this song when I first heard it, I said it was revelatory. Not because it's like a definitive version or, oh my god, the best version, but on one hand, keep in mind that this is the Physical Graffiti has not been released yet. Nobody knows what this song is that they're going to hear. It's the first time they're hearing Kashmir, and it's unlike anything Zeppelin has ever done before. And it's amazing. So try and hear it. You know, I was thinking of The Great Gatsby. The penultimate paragraph of The Great Gatsby is one of the most beautiful pieces of writing in English I've ever read. And he's describing West Egg, where Gatsby's estate was twilight when the sun hits it and the houses disappear, but the land remains. And he's in. Imagine how it looked to the Dutch sailor's eyes for the first time, gazing upon something for the last time, for the last time upon something commensurate with man's capacity for wonder. I butchered it. I'm sorry, but that's how you feel. That's how you should feel listening to Kashmir, and that the people at this show. First of all, Jimmy has a broken finger. It's the tip of his finger, but it's the tip of his bendy left-hand guitar finger, the most important one. And they're soldiering on. Robert is about to get ridiculously ill, and they're going to soldier on. Zeppelin soldiers on. And just listen to this song the first time hearing it. Their last album was Black Dog, was Hey Hey Mama, and Stairway to Heaven, and now they come out. No, it wasn't. It was Houses of the Holy. Holy shit, what kind of podcast do I have here? Anyway, fuck. I'm sorry. All that's butchered. I'm just tired. I'm not wasted. Not even a little. Had quinoa for dinner, for Christ's sake, and a great big quart jar of water, because I'm a savage. All right, why don't we shut the fuck up, Mark? Good idea. Kashmir. Listen through those Dutch sailors' ears. Face to face for the last time with something commensurate with your capacity for wonder. There you go.
Stars to fill my dreams. Well, that was the song of the aesthetic beauties of northwest India. This is the song of the aesthetic beauties of a woman. A field which we haven't really studied too much. It's called the Wanton Song.
That was awesome. I could hear a little bit of hesitancy because it's a complex song. And by that I mean it's complex because it's musically complex. There's differing time signatures. Bonzo's playing a time signature, whereas I can't remember what it was. 5/4, maybe 3/8. I don't know. Bonzo's playing a different time signature than Jonesy and Jimmy, who are playing in 4, which is why it has this lopey. Every once in a while, it comes back again. Quality. The cymbals have a phaser attached to them to give it that sound. Very, very cool. And it's, one of the first handful of times that they've played this song live ever. I mean, they can't have played it more than 10 times at this point. And it was good. I loved it. I love it. I love this song. I love their rendition of it. I love this rendition of it, and it makes me happy. I feel happy. All right. You're singing a lot tonight, Mark, aren't you? Yes. Yes, I am. All right. Here's the last little bit. It's the Wanton Song. It's just a minute or so, and then we're done. So I'll be back shortly, very shortly. Doesn't that suck? Isn't that frustrating? It's just a tease. It's not even a tease. It's a kiss and a feel and a walk away. You're sitting there going, wait a second. Hey, I'm ready for this. Well, that's what we get. I don't know if the tape ran out. I don't know if they cut it to make it more of a commodity and they'll be piecemealing this show out 4 songs at a time for the next 10 years. I don't know. But I do know the rule of the road is you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. So we got what we got and we won't throw a fit. Right? Right? Right. Alrighty. If you like what I do, you can follow me on Twitter, Heart of Markness, at Heart of Markness. I have a Facebook group. We have a Facebook group, Heart of Markness. You're welcome to join it and participate. There are folks in there. Other things happen aside from podcast stuff, so it's actually a community. And if you like what I do enough to say, you know what, Mark, I like what you do so much, I want to give you some of my hard-earned money to help support you in doing it and to incentivize you to keep doing it and to make it easier for you to keep doing it. If that is the case, then bless your heart, you're one of the good ones. And you can be a patron. Patreon.com/heartofmarkness. Hey, I've got stickers now. Why have I not sent them out yet? Well, I got them, the stickers, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to send them out. And then I don't have any stamps. And then the whole USPS thing happened, and I said, cool, I will be a good citizen and support the post office. And I ordered stamps. And they're not here yet. But as soon as they are here, I will have 10, count them, 10 stickers heading out. If you want stickers, become a patron. You know what else patrons get? They get an extra episode every month. And my undying love and the love of everybody who listens to this podcast. So if you are interested, check it out. Here are the names of the titans upon whose shoulders this podcast rests. Thank you, a Laurel and Hardy handshake, to Rob, Wayne, Brad, Danielle, Tracy, David, Peter, Mark, other David, Bill, Mimo, and Avi. Thank you, thank you, thank you, each and every one of you. You legitimately help make this happen. You make this a responsibility and a duty as well as an honor and a hobby, so that I am compelled in a good way, in a work ethic way, to do this even if I don't feel like it. Because if I just went with my own druthers, you wouldn't have heard from me for the last year, and this would just be a pipe dream, and nobody would be happy. But now everybody's happy. Thank you to the patrons. Thank you to the patrons. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. So if you want to join that happy band, you are welcome to. This is always a free podcast. It's always going to be a free podcast. No worries about that. Enjoy it. Share it, retweet it, spread it, tell your friends, leave me a review if you want to. And now, what else? Oh yes, heartofmarcus.com, where you will be able to, I want to touch base and make sure it's cool. No, it's been liberated. Okay, it is cool, by definition. You can download this whole show and have it yourself. And in addition to the songs that you heard, the 3 songs plus the 40 seconds of the other song, of the Wanton Song, there are also 2 additional versions of the Wanton Song that are early mixes that were broadcast on the radio in 75 that are just a little bit of a sweetener. It's nothing you haven't heard before if you're a collector, but it's there to have. Otherwise, I think we're going to wrap this up, and yes, I will still be here Thursday with the second half of Tokyo 1971, which is still a fucking monster show. All right, friends, that's what I've got for you. I hope you enjoyed this midweek delight, or early week delight. I don't know. It's been a delight. Thank you. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and I'll see you soon.